Good day everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's the 1st of March 2023 and well, for this skin checks video we're going to be making some changes. No longer will I have endless amounts of tabs, no. So last video from last week, that's the last video. We're going to have loads of tabs and hopefully with this new format that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be a whole lot more streamlined, it's going to be more efficient and hopefully a lot faster. Hopefully for your overall experience it's going to be improved and we shall see, because I think you might like how I'm doing this from now on. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's introduce the whole video properly. Every single week I have a followed authors list, which allows me to see all the newest skins that are submitted over the course of the weekend, all the newest Rust skins. And we like to keep an eye out for potential investments, potential profits. We like our delicious profits. With the financial perspective, we'll quickly take a look and see all of these new skins and question, should I jump into that collection because there's a decent chance that there's a new skin that's going to be accepted for that collection? That's what we're constantly keeping an eye out for. So with that, let's just properly address the usual format. You might sit there and say, well, what's a followed authors list? How can I set up my own one? How can I see skins literally as they've just been submitted? Back over to here, not that one. We have this video which will be added in the description. Start following Rust skin creators on the workshop. This will allow you to see all the newest skins that are submitted, made by people who are of the standard and quality in which their skins are likely to potentially be accepted. And how might we be able to set this up? Well, every single week, I've lost it again. Every single week, that German guy, TGG, produces a top picks every single week. And usually, skins from here have a decent or, very likely chance of being accepted. So, if you want to learn more about this routine, we actually have another video which will be in the description, Micro's Hypothesis. The time frame for how likely or how long a skin is likely going to be available to potentially being picked. So I can just quickly explain the routine to you if you like. Gentlemen, every single week, that German guy, TGG, produces a top picks list, and then it gets put towards Facepunch, the developer of Rust, of course, and then they'll take a look at all of his skins in the list, and they'll say, yeah, maybe this, maybe that, maybe that. Yeah, you get the idea. So this usually tends to be the standard, the curated standard, of which these skins are of the quality that they are candidates to be picked and accepted as the newest skins in Rust. You get the idea. And every single week, we also have a batch of names right here. And what I'd always point out to you is just try and see if there's anyone new. So we've got Court here. There you go. Court's just had his skin enter the top pick. So you might sit there and say this potentially is on the cusp. His quality of work is on the cusp of having a skin accepted. So I should start following him. There you go. All right, cool. So this isn't the be-all, end-all. Like, there are instances where we might have a skin that was literally just submitted during the week and then is also accepted during the same week. That would be an early pick. And you never know, it might not be a pick from this week. It might be a pick from the previous list or the previous list from that. It can be quite late with some of these picks. Some skins have appeared from like 2 years ago. I'm not joking. That happened quite recently with the, Elite Crate AK-47, which was actually submitted in December 2020. Yeah. It can be like that sometimes, so it's nice to keep yourselves informed. It's nice to be prepared for anything. So let's jump back straight to what my format is. Gentlemen, I used to have tons of tabs, didn't I? And it used to be quite, it used to go on for quite a long time. As you can see, this video went on for about an hour and 50 minutes. I thought to myself, how could I change this up? How could I streamline it? How could I be more efficient with my time and explain all the skins to you, or rather talk about the potential investments? Well, I realized I could just make a list myself. Now, let me just point out to you, this isn't like curated by me. This isn't handpicked. This is every single person, well, within a recent amount of time, that has made it to a top picks list that TGG has produced. This is every single skin that was submitted by those people, right? That is, so there's not necessarily a filter. That is my standard. These are the skins I am looking at. Shut up, phone. Sorry about that. So yeah, you get the idea. So the benefit of this is I can just breeze through this. I can point out the necessary bits that need to be said, whether it's about a collection and whatnot. And then afterwards, I can also link this list into my description below in the video, and you can go through it yourself. You can vote for all the skins yourself. You can look at all the skins yourself. Hopefully, this is the best way of doing this from now on. I honestly think this is how it's going to work best for all of us. So, shall we resume? Shall we get started? There is one thing that I want to address real quickly, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what I should say is, if you want to skip ahead, I do produce chapters. There's a whole bunch of skins here, but I always batch them up in the right groups. So if you want to skip ahead, look on the YouTube timeline, and you can see that there are chapters, and you can skip ahead to the appropriate one that you care more about, or maybe you're a skin creator and you want to see your own one. Right, so here we go. Gentlemen, I have a skin. Have you, or rather, I'm going to need to click this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this on the other page. I should have prepared for this better. My apologies there. What I'm going to do is, because I have to make sure I don't show off certain information. But yeah, we're going to start off quickly talking about the pineapple pizza target, or rather, the reactive target. I've made quite a joke over the past couple months with Jimmick's pizza collection skins, and I've sat there and said, I want to have a reactive target skin where I shoot pineapple pizza. And I've said this so much over the course of 2 months every time we saw new pizza skins being accepted. Mr. Jimmick came up to me and said, hey, I actually did this. And because you kept bringing it up and it was actually a funny idea, I want to add you as a co-author. And I was honoured. And there we are. Apparently, I might potentially have a skin accepted. Well, Jimmick did all the work, but he was very thankful for just showcasing the skins in our roster rotations and whatnot, and the skin submissions. And thank you very much, Jimmick. I appreciate that a lot. So, gentlemen, I'm technically a co-author on a Rust skin submission now. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, I probably can't go super in depth in this because that would be a bit unfair. So, there we are. It's right there. The silly joke idea I had has come true. Prepare your rocket launchers, because if it gets accepted, you can destroy pineapple pizza. So, yeah, cool. So that is the first deployable skin of the day. Today. Oh, I can't speak properly. My apologies. But yeah, there we are. That's the first skin. But what we're going to do from now on is we're not going to look at every single skin. We're not going to look at all of their pictures and whatnot. The way we're going to go through this is we're just going to point out who made this. If it's part of a collection, we'll probably click it, give it a bit more of a talk, a bit more of an insight. But I have to try my best not to repeat everything about the same skins throughout the whole week. Because remember, we have skin checks, we have Rustor rotations, we have Saturday Skin Showcase with Mr. Micro. So this isn't going to be super showy of all the pictures and whatnot, but I will make sure to credit what everybody's been making, and I will point out, yeah, rug skins, cool. We haven't had a rug skin accepted since, well, I mean, that was Valentine's. That was like literally 2 weeks ago, but we don't get many rug skins. So, we can still talk about those certain things and whatnot. Sorry if I've been a bit rambly, but I really wanted to get across that this is what the new format will be from now on. And, over the course of a week, we will gradually see more of the skins as we talk about the skins in further detail, whether it's just getting a nice teaser and seeing, it's appeared, and then we'll talk more about the collections and the financials, the Rust item stores, and you get the idea, Rust rotations, and then Saturday Skin Showcase if it's a continuation of a collection or a top voted skin of the week, top performing in terms of score and whatnot. We'll talk more about that in our Saturday Skin Showcase this week. So yep, every Saturday on my streams we do the Saturday Skin Showcase, as you can see right there, the most recent one. Feel free to hop in and say hello. The links to my Twitch is right there, as you can see in the description. We go through all of the skins that are accepted during the week, all of the skin continuations from the workshop of the week, and then we also talk about all of the, well, we can probably find it right here, top voted skins of the week as well. We have the data and we talk about it, and then we talk about the skins, and you get the idea. So nice little insightful things, and if you want to jump in, feel free to click the link and be there 9 o'clock UK time every Saturday. Sounds good? Perfect. Right, shall we properly start talking about the skins now? Okay. Here we go. So of course we just talked about the pineapple pizza target, not too in depth because that would be a bit unfair, but yep, I voted for it, but I don't mind voting for myself, do I? Okay, cool. So let's just take a real quick drink and let's roll. So this week we had 2 rug skins. Circu has produced the Bone Raider, and Kosem has produced the Drywall rug. Now, if I were to just give you a real quick look at this one, just a real quick look, if you've ever seen like the development of a house and whatnot, it's just basically that. But you could probably do that for like a sort of like hospital style like trap base or something. That might be pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick picture of that because you probably saw that and thought, what on earth is that? Supposed to be quite literally drywall. I don't think you can paint over it, but yeah, 2 rugs made by Circu and Kosem. Very cool. Right, we only had 1 furnace skin submitted this week, made by Mishka. Pretty cool looking little trash monster, so very nice. Then we've had literally all the submissions this week were, in terms of large box skins, they were all skin collection attempts. So we had Darkiwa with 2 submissions. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do 2 submissions. I think if you do this, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to be in the top picks list, Darkiwa. So I'll just pass that on to you. Were you in the previous one? No, because you probably broke that rule. You're only supposed to submit 1 skin. So, just pointing that out to you. So yeah. Of course, we also had Tech Trash Ammo made by Vitalik. Kaiba has continued his outline box with the Meds one. Then we have Scrap Container. This is a new one made by Joseph N. So I'll probably just take a real quick look at this. So, yeah. Joseph N is doing the same thing that pretty much every other skin creator has done recently, where he's making a collection or starting it off, but he's only going to be changing the name, the color, and name, color, and maybe a picture. And what we've talked about quite recently is with these skin collections, based on what we've seen previously, and we can show that to you right now. So we quite recently had the likes of the Scientific collection. Here we are, Scientific storage collection. Here we are. Every single one of these storages had like a special extra formula, diagram, jottings and scribbles and doodles that really related to each of the independent individual skins. Yes, they had a very nice structured like format that they all followed with the chalkboard chalk design, but each one had a unique special. Well, let me just go through some of them. This one, and then we had the electronic one, yeah. And then we could probably bring up car parts, yeah. So what I'm just trying to get across to you people, and I should put the time in to show it, we had like the chemical symbol for sulfur, we had like loads of doodles and whatnot. Basically, every single one of these scientific storages had an extra special something written and drawn about it on every single box. That was enough for that to then be accepted as a collection. And Scientific collection had how many skins accepted? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. You're at 17. Oh, it says right there, 17. What else have we had quite recently that was a storage collection that got accepted? Graffiti. And what did Graffiti storage collection do? Basically, I've got to find the wrong. There we go, perfect. Basically, every single Graffiti storage utilized its font in a special creative way for every single box. So what do you mean by that? Well, we'll show you right here. We have clothes, we have tools, we have boom. This is going to be perfect. This is going to be perfect. It's so easy to express. So with the clothes storage, you can see how these the font was all patched up, sewn together and whatnot. Okay, that's cool. All right. So what makes that special? When you look at the likes of the tools one, you can see how these are all chipped and carved like stone and whatnot. Okay, but is that enough? Well, then we had the boom storage, which quite literally utilized the font as the explosion. Sorry, I hit my spacebar. So this is what makes that's what gives it its extra special something that makes each individual box stand out compared to the other ones. And that is what I would assume to be what helps a storage collection be accepted. And as I've made the joke that we are just seeing tons and tons of storage collection attempts being submitted, but here's the main thing that needs to be addressed. You might recall that during the development of the graffiti storage collection, so when we got to about tool storage, Facepunch actually sent a message through, and they said they don't want people submitting any more storage collections as of then. They said, let's take a break for a while. That of course was sent out around August time in 2022. They have not sent out another word to say, hey, it's a good time to start submitting storage collection skins again. They have not done that. They did say, please stop for a while, but they never said, all right, you can start again. It honestly just took 1 or 2 people to start trying to get a storage collection accepted, and then suddenly loads of people started doing it. Now, you can't blame them for wanting to try, because if you're the person that gets that storage collection accepted, you're looking at about maybe 15 skins being accepted, like pretty much guaranteed. So that's some very good money, and if these sold like 20,000 each, you can clearly see that's a great thing to have. So I don't blame them for trying to do it, but there's been no official word to say, hey, it's a great time to start doing it again, and they keep falling for the same pitfalls. They keep only changing the colour, the picture, and the name. You need that special 4th ingredient, and we do have a skin that actually has done this. And I only just realised this in the Saturday Skin Showcase because Mr. Micro pointed out to me. So let's just quickly go through the rest of these. We also have Keke making his Hawaiian box. We now have the Sulphur one. Last week we had Scrap. Mr. Tricks, he produced the gun storage last week. Well, now he has Armour. Very nice. Cool design. But he still lacks that special 4th ingredient. But Mr. Sad, I didn't realise this in the previous designs, but I see it now. Mr. Sad has his special 4th ingredient, and you might not instantly notice it, but if I bring up the other ones, you might kind of just about notice it. So here we are. We started off with Scrap, Meds, and Sulphur. Can you see it? Can you see what it is? Do you see what's different? Well, aside from the colour. Each and every single storage has its own mosaic pattern design. Now, that might not be a lot to you, but it's still different enough where each individual storage has its own special design. That's it. Mr. Sad actually succeeded. He actually had that special something. He has it. He has a claim to that. So each and every single one does have a special design to it, and yeah, it's right there. Now, we actually did a little sneak peek with this in the Saturday Skin Showcase, so if you want to consider taking a look at that, please consider doing so. But yeah, he's put the time in to do a pretty decent job in making a nice mosaic design for this picture, and we agreed that that is the special 4th ingredient. He's succeeded in doing this. So at the moment, in my personal opinion, and of course Mr. Micro, because he pointed it out and he approved of it as well, Mr. Sad has produced the collection that potentially could be the collection that fits the standard of then, you know, being accepted and whatnot. He has also 3 skins right here. He has a minimum viable product, you know. People can see this, and they can see each one is nice and individual. You can see what he's presenting here. We've got a good idea of what the collection will be. It's not too hard to figure out what the rest of the storages might look like. So that's cool. Should he continue? I think he can stop for now. Wait and see if Facepunch actually wants to accept a storage collection, because, you know, with this current week, we had loads and loads and loads of storage collections being submitted over the past month, and then they picked Barbecue Large Box. So, yeah, maybe they don't actually want a storage collection right now. And as I said, they haven't sent out an official word to say, yep, we want to see more collections being produced. So I guess maybe the answer is just wait until then. But at the very least, you know, all of these people here, they all have minimal viable products. They have, you know, a good reference for what their designs are going to be and whatnot. So yeah, but as of now, it doesn't look like Facepunch is actively looking for a storage collection. So yeah, all good. That is the storage collection talk of the week, but I just wanted to point out, Mr. Sad, you have achieved a special 4th ingredient, so congratulations there, but you never know. I don't work for Facepunch, so I don't know what's likely to be picked. If you like a different design here, you're more than welcome to vote for the skin that you like more. You know, everybody has their own personal taste and personal opinion, but with what I've seen with the most recent large storage skin collection designs, they all have that special extra something. And that's what I see here. So good job there. Right, now we're going to talk about sheet metal doors. We have S314 Noser with his My First Base. It is a glow-in-the-dark sheet metal door. So last week we had wooden door. Now we're on to sheet metal. Cool. Johnny Old Boy with a pretty interesting design. In fact, I actually want to kind of quickly just show this. That looks cool. It looks cool. I haven't seen it in game myself. Maybe it gets picked. We don't know, but that's the only picture of the for it. But I thought, yeah, that's probably a nice looking door skin right there. You've been through the wars, and that door keeps you nice and protected. So yeah, very cool. Now we have Zinc. Zinc has continued his Toxic Wolf collection with deployables. Now, I'm not sure if we've seen... Actually, no, we had the sleeping bag. Well, there you go. But Toxic Wolf, it's been around for like 3 years now. There we are. So we did have a sleeping bag accepted towards the end of 2022. And I think this is only the... Oh, we have had a Toxic Wolf door before. There you go. So that was the old design from a year ago, quite literally. Wow. And he's now decided, you know what? I've got this new one. So here we go. We've got a non-glow and a glow version. Just get a quick look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Cool, cool, cool. Yep. So me and Mr. Micro will be showing that off in our Saturday Skin Showcase. But we need to talk about now, what might that do if it were to be accepted? And could this lead to a whole new collection? Well, as of now, I'm half confident there's a decent chance that would be accepted. Toxic Wolf, as I said, has been around for 3 different years now, so 2021, 2022, and potentially 2023. I mean, technically speaking, you might sit there and say, oh, but isn't that like 2 years? Yeah, well, sure, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, if it were to be accepted, is he going to continue making more deployable skins? What's next? Are you going to make an armor door? Are you going to make a garage door? Are you going to make double doors? Are you going to make a wooden door? Are you going to make a furnace and whatnot? It'd be very interesting to see that. But we have seen the likes of deployable collections doing pretty good when new deployables are accepted. Sorry about that. But yeah, like the best one that I can show off to you is the tempered collection, for example. We had pretty much all of the armor and clothing for tempered accepted. We had a very large batch of tempered weapon skins that have been accepted. But quite recently, Milio Frito has been producing tempered deployables. And when these first 2 were accepted, they sold nicely. They had a reasonable amount on the Steam market. But when we kept getting more being accepted, these 2 spiked up in demand and in price. And that worked out very nicely for these first 2 deployables. But then as it went on, the amount of sales that we saw of these 2, these didn't go up in price that much. And well, this one's actually starting to struggle. So, could we see something very similar happen if we did see some more Toxic Wolf skins being accepted? And if it does turn to collection, you know, maybe. There's no guarantee, but that's just like a theoretical. That can apply to any other collection that starts off producing loads of deployable skins. You get the idea. So, just something to be aware of. If we do see loads of Toxic Wolf deployables being accepted, the original ones probably would be the ones that are impacted the most when we see new ones being submitted and accepted. They are more likely to go up in price, it seems. So yeah, spike in interest and spike in demand and spike in price, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy. Cool. So Zinc, cool looking door. I will be showing that off on Saturday with Mr. Micro and our Saturday Skin Showcase. Mr. Verona has produced a heated metal door right here. Mr. Jessen has produced a security door, and Marco has produced a trophy metal door. Lots of metal. Jalopy, sheet metal door. McQuarrie, I'm just going to point this out. This looked very confusing to me. I don't know what's going on here. I'm scared. Cool. So, yeah. Then we got Kelmer Legend, who produced a door of spades. Chillag has been making a pretty interesting looking collection. He hasn't had a skin accepted so far. Let me just show this off to you. So we had the double door, the creature double door. He did have a garage door not too long ago, and now we've got the sheet metal door. Would you call this pixels or voxels or something? I'm not 100% sure, but it's a pretty interesting looking design. I just wanted to show that off real quickly. So, do you approve? Oh, you tell me. You can. Don't forget, I will be putting this list in the description, so you can look at all of these skins yourselves. You can vote for the skins yourselves. You can also consider going, I mean, I'll just use this as an example, go to the comments and just offer us some nice words. Maybe you might sit there and say, you know what, I think you could do a little change that could improve it. Offer feedback. It's still welcome, it's still welcome. Interacting with the skin creator, it's usually a positive experience. So feel free to hop in, say some kind words, and, maybe just offer some feedback here and there. It helps out a lot of people, and it's just a nice bit of interactivity. Sounds good? Let's move on. So we have the high-speed door here, but made by Morpheus. So very nice. There is just one little thing that I wanted to point out. You got the arrows here, but then this one's cut off with the handle. I probably would have just made smaller arrows. Yeah, that looks a little bit awkward to me. That's just the one thing I wanted to point out. Okay. Now we're on to armored doors. Pokerface has made a version 2 of his day and night armored door. Let me just point out to you. I just want to quickly show this off. They are two separate sides. It's not like when one glows, the other one appears. No, they are two separate sides of the door. But what we also have here is Cobalt Container armored door. So, Cobalt Collection, if you can remember, we had the sheet metal door, we had the double doors. Last week, about 2 weeks ago, we had double armored doors, and now we have Cobalt Container single armored door. So, let's now talk about that collection. Off we go. Cobalt Container Collection. Come to me. Yes. So, technically speaking, this is a deployable collection, and so far, Cobalt Container Collection is doing quite alright. Up 67, up 40. Very nice. Now, we did have 2 versions of the Cobalt Container double armor door that was submitted. One had transparent hatches, one didn't. They both glowed in the dark. We showed it off in our Saturday Skin Showcase about 2 weeks ago. And we, talked about how we don't really ever see armored doors having transparency in the hatches. We also talked about, is that, technically speaking, it is pay to win. And it was acceptable on the wooden door skins because wooden doors aren't exactly the most protective doors, are they? So, it goes hand in hand. You can have a little bit of help with it, but it comes at a risk of, using the wooden door. So, yeah. But what we have here is this, the Cobalt Armored Container Door, single one. If that were to be accepted, would these jump up in price, spike in demand? Probably. One thing I need to point out is there's not that much quantity of either of these. 49 here. This is selling for $5, and this one right here only has 36, and that's selling for like $3.50, isn't it? Right there. So, if that were to be accepted, wouldn't be surprised that these probably spike up in price because there'll probably be a quick buyout. Hardly any stock on the Steam market. It's very vulnerable. So, we also haven't had that many armored door skins being accepted this year. In fact, I think we've only had one. Am I wrong? I swear we've only had one. I might be wrong. Let's just quickly double check. Armored doors go by newest. What do we see? We have had one. Wow, last year we saw tons of them, but we've only had one. So yeah, we're almost up to 9 rust door rotations so far this year, and we've only had one. That's a big difference compared to last year. But that's cool. So we've not, with hardly any armored doors accepted so far this year. Maybe it's got a very good chance of being accepted, and maybe we will see the continuation of the Cobalt Container Collection. Do you want to jump in and... Oh, didn't mean to go with that. Do you want to jump in and buy out some Cobalt Container doors that already exist, the pre-existing skins? Well, it's up to you. It's a bit of a risk, but, it's in your hands. You can make that choice. It's up to you. And if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two. Sounds good? Right then. So, now on to garage doors. We have metallic garage door made by Hashaki. We also have neon cactus garage door. Now, this also is a continuation of a collection. Cactus sheet metal door. Cactus. Come on. Neon cactus sheet metal door is what I meant to say. So, this was the only skin that was submitted. This was, 2 years ago? Not too long ago, we did have a... what was it, a double sheet metal door that was submitted. But yeah, this is still alright. It's got 122 on the market. That's fairly average in terms of quantity for a regular rust skin. This is the only skin so far of this proposed collection. If we do see that neon cactus garage door being accepted, Kind of wouldn't be surprised if this probably gets bought out by a reasonable amount and then jumps up in price because of it, you know, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy. So just pointing it out, there is only one skin in this proposed collection so far. Will this potentially being accepted cause that to go up in price? I'm just pointing it out to you. So, you know, do you want to jump in, buy out some? It's up to you. Right, then we've got Defcon Garage Door made by Stabby McStabface. Real quick, just take a drink. Then we have the Kaboom Garage Door made by Eros. So this week, Eros isn't making a Cybercode or a El Diablo skin. Nope, he's making Kaboom Garage Door. And I don't blame so many people wanting to make garage doors because, how many garage door skins have we had accepted so far this year? Back we go! So last week we had the Minted Gold Door. And I believe after 8 Rust rotations in total, we currently have 5 marketable garage door skins that have been accepted, and we were also given a charity one, Trust and Rust charity one, back in middle of January. So technically speaking, we have seen 6 garage doors being introduced in 2023, and with so many skins being given out in such a short amount of time, you could quite clearly see that yeah, they're not doing too good. They are all bottlenecking each other. We didn't have any room to grow in terms of investment and whatnot. There was constantly another skin being accepted, another skin being accepted, another skin being accepted, another skin being accepted. So this has caused awkwardness, and as you can see, they are now struggling because of it. If we were to see another garage door skin being accepted, then yeah, we very likely will be seeing the prices struggle still. But you've also got to understand in terms of the perspective of the skin creators, well, at the moment, out of all the door skins, Garage Door is the one that's the most popular, most likely to be accepted. So, of course, loads of people are making Garage Door skins. It's simple, isn't it? Same thing happened last year with ponchos. When suddenly all poncho skins were being accepted, pretty much every single skin creator was trying to make a poncho skin. You can't blame them because at the time, that was the best or most likely thing to be accepted. So, you know, there's a reason why we see so many AK-47 skin submissions every single week. You get the idea. Let's move on. So 9K has produced the Cooling Station Garage Door. This is another continuation. Cooling Station Sheet Metal Door, do you remember it? It's right here. It's not doing super great at the moment, still only selling for around $1, but there's only 43 of them on the Steam market. If we were to see that garage door potentially being accepted, would it cause this to go up in price? Well, I'll be honest with you, not a lot of people really cared for this door. It was all right for a while, and then it just went down in price. Sorry about this. So yeah, hasn't really done much. Even during post-Christmas time, it didn't even go up in price that much, so yeah, maybe it will get a bump. Maybe people will try and manipulate it if we do see a continuation. We shall see. But yeah, that is a continuation. So, moving on, Diva Dan, he has produced this pop-up garage door, a nice 90s aesthetic with the silly little pop-ups that you might have seen on your old computer and whatnot. It's a very weird, wacky design. I don't know. We shall see. If you like it, by all means, vote for it. You know, comment, say, hey, Diva Dan, I love this skin. It looks very silly. It makes me nostalgic. I'm so old. Oh, but yeah, you get the idea. So, yep. Then we have Bad Trip producing a cardboard garage door. So one is coloured, one isn't. Let's just quickly get a quick look at that. So, yep. A little bit of colour to replicate what you'd normally see for the regular garage door. And this one isn't. Cool. And then lastly, we have a continuation of the Dungeon collection with the Dungeon Armoured Double Door. Let's just get one quick look at that. Very cool, Stepan. And then we have to talk about the Dungeon collection. Dungeon collection has been doing very good in 2023. Yeah. Well, I mean, probably not as an investment, but yeah. This is affecting all skins. A lot of skins are starting to go down in price now because the momentum, the post-Christmas momentum has pretty much cooled off. Now, we do have a force wipe tomorrow, and we do have a pretty interesting batch of details in terms of there's going to be some interesting things that are going to be added tomorrow. Drones, security cameras, what else was there? You get what I mean. It's not a big update, but it's quite a decent amount of content will be you know, inserted, but we'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. With what we see here, yeah, the prices aren't really holding up super great, but what I have seen is when the likes of this was accepted, it actually caused a bit of a spike in interest for this garage door. It actually caused the price to go up. Armoured door has gone up in price before when this and this appeared, but only slightly. It still struggled, unfortunately, afterwards. But hey, a double armoured door, I'm rubbing my hands at the prospect. I definitely would like to see that being accepted, because double armor doors is a whole different thing. But the point, what I'm saying is, if this were to be accepted, would it cause these to go up in price? Maybe only on the day it gets accepted, if it were to be. But what I have noticed is, whilst they might spike up in interest for a day or two, they instantly go back down to where they were afterwards. That's what I've noticed with the Dungeon Collection, is what I want to specifically point out. So yeah, just giving you a little heads up in regards to that. Now, in terms of a double armored door, armored double armored doors, there we go. Yeah, we don't really see any of them ever being accepted. We had one accepted in 2022, we had a Twitch drop in 2021, we had 2 accepted in 2020, and we had 3 accepted in 2019. They are scarce, they are not exactly, well, I'm sure you can understand that they're not exactly super popular in terms of getting skins accepted. We have seen many skin collections trying to have a double armor door accepted, and they haven't been successful. And because we have hardly any of them that exist, they are all like they're all fairly expensive. You can see that very easily right here. The cheapest marketable one is $8. Yeah. Now there is one that was accepted last year, Outer Planets Armor Double Door. That was from a nice established collection. Gentlemen, I would sit here and say I think the Dungeon Armor Double Door has a pretty decent chance of being accepted. I think, based on Stepan's current momentum, good luck with having all of his skins accepted quite recently, I think he's got a fairly decent shout. I should also point out, we've seen a lot of typical, pretty much every single Rustle rotation recently has been typical picks being accepted, but quite recently, Stepan's Dungeon Furnace was an extra late pick. All of these skins were typical picks, but his Furnace was picked out as an extra late pick. So I get the feeling Facepunch actually really likes his design, his collection here, with the collection here and whatnot. I think he actually has a very decent chance of having that double armor door being accepted. And if it were, guys, that's looking to be pretty good in terms of a potential investment. We're very likely never going to see more than one double armor door being accepted in a year from here on now. So by default, I look at that and I think if that were to be accepted, I might be buying a lot of them just by default. So very cool. Let's put that aside now. Let's now start talking about weapons and tools, or tools and weapons. Yeah, tools and weapons. And we're starting off with this, because I will need to look at this real quickly. And yeah. Now, the reference is very obvious, but it's also at a point where it's like, yeah, I don't think this is going to be allowed. This looks like it's going to infringe on copyright. So let's just quickly go over to here. Coca-Cola cans box. So you get the swish design there. If I go to, no, not Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. You know the cardboard box, there is one with a swish. Yeah, you get the swish design here and whatnot. You can see it in the top there. You can see it on the side there, the swish design. And you can see the Coke Zero ones with the black back and whatnot. So, yeah, basically, I don't think this is going to be allowed based on that. I think you're touching too close. I think you've gotten a bit too close. There was a line, and I think you've walked over it, and I think that's just not going to be allowed. Facepunch aren't going to want to risk the whole problems of potentially accepting it. It's a fun, silly idea. I will give that to you, but you know, we've got banned skins already. You know, we've had copyright infringement before, and we've had skins banned before. One of them was called the Rusty Cola machine, for example. Now you might sit there and say, "Oh, but what about Cobalt Cola?" So that is something that we can quickly bring up. Cobalt Cola, where are you? Go over to here. Cobalt Cola. Cobalt Cola was completely... It was its own complete unique design. They did a very good job to make it completely independent. That doesn't look like Coca-Cola branding, does it? That's its completely own straight design. You get the idea. So with this, that's fine. The person, well, who made it? Let's just quickly point that out. It was Mishka. Mishka made his own complete design, his own branding. That's cool. That's fine. That's allowed. But that right there, you're kind of just straight like copying what already exists, and that could potentially lead to copyright issues. Now, there was an extra thing that I could probably bring up. Not too long ago, we had someone make a Plants vs. Zombies themed furnace. You know the giant nut, the big wall walnut. That's it. He made a design. He basically looked at the walnut and drew his own one, and then put it on a furnace. And no, not allowed whatsoever. So yeah, even though, and I will also point this out, we do have the zombie cap. I'm very confused. Not everything is straightforward, it seems. But yeah, I'm just sitting here saying copyright looks like it could become a problem here. Ronnie 39s, they're probably not going to allow it. But hey, you the viewer right there, if you like it, you can vote for it if you want to. You can comment on it if you want to. But yeah, just pointing out, likely not going to work out. Yeah, so let's move on. Fresh has made a C4 satchel charge. That's it. That's the one thing I need to point out. C4, time C4. So you have remote control detonated C4 that's going to be included or introduced in tomorrow's update. So yeah, that's another thing. So again, when new content is being produced, what do skin creators like to do? Well, when new content is being brought in, skin creators will produce skins very related to it. So yeah, this is a common theme and perfectly timed. Wouldn't be surprised that that potentially gets accepted. That's actually pretty, you know, that's well timed. You did a good job there. You get the idea. So yeah, then we have WAG with the Vandal satchel charge. Glows in the dark as well. In fact, because it glows in the dark, I guess we could just quickly show that off. Do you have a glow in the dark image? There we go. Cool. It's the little buttons right there. Okay. Now on to bow skins. Molly has produced the Flower Power bow. Arietta has produced the Pearlescent hunting bow. And Redrex has produced the Roots of Cinder hunting bow. Nexro has produced the Leaf Camo bow. And I probably should just quickly look on this. So yeah. Nexro, I think you could probably get better lighting on your skins. It's kind of hard to get a good visual of what they look like. If you could get some in-game screenshots, that would be very helpful. Also, I kind of feel like you could probably do a bit more with this. What's the best way of putting it? A bit too basic. I feel like you can do a lot more with this. Like, maybe this is just your version 1. Maybe you can adapt it, make more versions, but you could definitely add more to that. Maybe leaves all over. Maybe certain types of leaves. You get the idea. So yeah, improve the pictures that you provide, and also maybe improve the overall design a bit more as well. Okay, then we have Little Ranger making a continuation of the Dragon Rage collection. We only just saw the SAR being submitted like a couple weeks ago. Now we've got the Dragon Rage crossbow. So Dragon Rage collection, very popular during 2022. Oh, no, what am I... I don't know why I typed in there. Dragon Rage. Oh, I'm a fool. Sorry about this. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, as I said, Dragon Rage collection, very popular during 2022. Loads of acceptances. A decent amount of weapons were accepted. But hey, didn't see a crossbow, did we? So, maybe we'll see that potentially being accepted. Would it have an impact on these skins that already exist? No, I don't think so. I don't think it would have that much of an impact. When these weapons were accepted, it hardly made a dent on these. These are already like entrenched and fortified with their values. They hardly will go down in price. They will hardly go up in price. It's pretty much all set in stone now for what they're likely going to be. As time progresses and as the quantity slowly disappears from the Steam market, it will naturally grow in price and whatnot. That will happen, but at the moment, yeah, a new crossbow isn't going to change the world with this lot, so yeah, just want to point that out. And yeah, Little Ranger did produce quite a lot of weapon skins last year. Quite a lot of them weren't accepted, as you can see. But, you know, we could probably anticipate some version 2s. Maybe a Dragon Rage Thompson version 2. That would be nice. Just saying. Just saying. Right. So, let's go back over to here. Yep, Dragon Rage Crossbow. Very nice. Then we have Scribble Crossbow and Scribble Pickaxe. I don't know why these were together with each other. That was a bit confusing to me. I don't know what you're up to, Xenon, but yep, anyway. Debski has produced Pick Nana and Hatch Nana version 2, and if you can remember, we had the Bow Nana. So Debski was trying to make a banana-themed collection, and the Bow Nana did quite alright in terms of sales, and then it went up in price, then went down in price, went up in price, down in price, yeah. It had a fairly decent post-Christmas, but at the moment it is down in price. Now, if we were to see more banana skins being accepted, would it help out that Bow Nana? I'm pretty sure it would. It would be nice to see if it worked out well in the end. Maybe we need to see some banana-themed clothing. A banana suit. If they did that as a general skin, like just a fun permanent skin, as its own thing, maybe just for the summer, I think a lot of people would like that. That'd be pretty fun. Let's not forget, we have the egg suit on the horizon. Egg suit will be appearing next month for Easter, so yeah, cool. All right. Then we've got the 3D plastic tools, stone tools made by Scropin, so hatchet and pickaxe. Snake Eyes 312, he produced a thermometer bone knife just a week ago. Looked very fun, looked very silly. Well, now we have the Ioka, so basically like the scanners that you have if you know if you were to, when COVID was like a really bad problem, they used to have those scanners where they can check your temperature, and that's what that is, but it's an Ioka. So hey, can I check your temperature? Silly idea. Yeah, cool. Now on to semi-automatic pistol skins. Moonfighter has produced the Doodle Sap. Did you make the Doodle collection? Doodle. Let's just quickly find out. Doodle collection. I don't remember if he made the... oh, it is. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So, Doodle collection. We have not had a skin accepted since 2021. It's been a long time. When was the last... So, we did see the likes of a Doodle LR300 being produced at the very beginning of 2022. But, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Would that sap have a major impact on these already existing skins? I don't think so. No. It would be nice to see the return of the Doodle collection, though. It's been quite some time, and I think a lot of people would appreciate it. You know, more deployables would be interesting. I wouldn't say no to that. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, all right. Nice to see your return, Mr. Moonfighter. Very nice to see it. Right, then we have the, I believe it's supposed to say Yakuza semi-automatic pistol made by Universe Kit right there. It's got like a tiger design on it. In fact, let's just go take a real quick look. Yeah, it's got like a tiger. Cool. I hope you drew that and didn't take it from somewhere. Right, then we have the Monster 51 made by Anbu. Then we have the Deadline Sap made by Delta. Then we have the Python skins. Oasis with the Chemical Burn Python. Anbu with another... Wait, hang on a minute. Did you produce 2 skins during the same week? 23rd. 26th. Technically speaking, they are in the same week. There was some space between them, but oh well. Yep, alright. Kaiba with the Line Art Python. Mercy with the Live Sketch Python. Got Time with the Stone Age Python. Healing Python made by 1on-J. Yes. Do you need a heal? Yeah. Who heals with a gun? Who heals with a gun? Oh, let me heal you. Sounds more like trying to get rid of a problem. Yeah, stop moaning. I'm here to help. Right, done. Right, then we got Kaiba with the Line Art Yellow. Oh, so red and yellow. Okay, so technically they should have been close to each other, but yeah, you get the idea. He's made alternate versions. So one is red and black stripe, one is yellow and black stripe. Okay, that's cool. Lysant has made a Collector Python. And Kuvahu has created a Dentist Python. Very nice. Right, Victor Trigger has returned with the Custom SMG, good boy. Yes. I don't think you can play with the trigger this time, but this time he's just farting. But hey, I don't think we've had a custom SMG being accepted this year. Let's just quickly find that out. Custom SMG. Custom SMG. Show it to me. No, that's it. Yeah, we haven't had one in 2023. So I think that's lining up to be a very likely thing to happen. Okay, yeah, cool. So, yep, good boy custom SMG. Probably going to work out very nicely. If that gets accepted, would the AK go up in price? I don't think so. I think that's doomed regardless. Yeah. Down 47% already. You're kidding me. It was doomed. How many on the market? Only 41. It's still completely gone because the border support isn't there. It's as simple as that. So yeah, the gimmick of it didn't really hold up the value, and well, yeah, kind of just instantly crashed. But hey, we talk about all the time with AK-47s. They're not reliable investments. They always usually go down in price because we have far too many AK-47 skins, and yeah. And then, of course, literally the week after, we had the Recycler AK that was also accepted. So not too hard to fully understand. It's kind of always got a problem with that. So yeah. All right, back over to here. So yep, cool. We got the Desert Military SMG made by L4FER. Emilio Frito has decided to continue his Oceanus collection. Now, he hasn't had an Oceanus skin accepted, so I wouldn't call it a skin continuation, but he's trying to develop a collection. You get the idea. So yeah. Then we have Sean Mick with the Wild Plant MP5, one with and one without glow. Then we've got Thompson's. GBG has produced the Monochrome Thompson. Freddy, not doing a deployable skin this week, but that's probably for the best. You know, nice to space it out here and there. He has instead decided to do a Night Hunter Thompson with a nice big owl on it. Very cool. And Novarom has continued his Gothic Warlord collection. Let's just get a real quick look at that. Very nice detailed designs there. Very cool. Yep. So, let's go take a look at that over here, because we have had Gothic Warlord tools, and I believe we had the Gothic Warlord AK, didn't we? Just at the end of last year. Here we are, Gothic Warlord collection. Where is the Gothic Warlord collection? It doesn't seem to have a collection. That's weird. Come on, Warlord collection. Okay, I guess this is how it's being done. So yeah, Novarom has produced loads of skins, but he's only had 3 of them accepted. That is unfortunate. But hey, if that were to be accepted, would it cause these to jump up in price? Well, I'll be honest with you. I know pickaxe skins are struggling, hatchet skins are struggling, and we've already shown off the AK skins. So I don't think anything like a SAR is going to really have an impact. If we got like armor and clothing being accepted, I would think it would have a positive impact. But yeah, nothing's going to change that. Nothing's going to solve that unless it's clothing and armor. So yeah. So cool. If you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two. Mr. PYH has submitted a First Strike SAR. Mr. Hewitt has produced a Fire Phoenix SAR. And then we have Retro Reflector LR300 produced by a Wirecat. This is the only LR300 skin submitted this week, made by a skin creator of the standard in which they've been in a top picks list before, so you get the idea. Some other people might have produced a LR300 skin this week, but he is of the quality in which we would expect his skin's likely to be accepted, so yeah. You get the idea. And now with the AK-47s, Mr. Alloy has produced 2 versions of his Fish and Bone collection, one without colour called Graphite with the bony shark. But then we have the second one where it's all nice and green with the bony shark, so yep. Rob Starr produced his AK-47 Gamma, I guess you could say Gamma AK-47. It comes with and without a stock. Ice Mile has produced Spring Bloom, one with glass and one with metal. I believe one's more white and one's all dark, so yeah. Mnemonic Man has produced a full accident AR. It's like a little silly cartoon Grim Reaper. Very nice. Kusel produced a colourful Raid AK-47. And To The Sunset produced an underwater AK-47. You know what? I should actually point this out. This looks fairly cool. I like the design of it on the side there. Where is it? Where's a good close-up of the design? I think I just had to do that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like the colour. I like the skull there. Just wanted to point that out. That was actually one of the skins I liked this week. So yeah, To The Sun, pretty good job there. All right, so then we got the Infernal AK. Anafen trying to get an Infernal collection set up. He's produced quite a lot of skins for them, but none of them have been accepted so far. Mr. Shino has produced the Industry AK-47. Yep. And then we've got a return to the Narcos collection trying to get a weapon skin accepted. Narcos collection having Well, I mean, I guess we could just quickly show it at the bottom here. Yeah, they have tried many, many, many times to have a gold or silver skin accepted, and none of them have been accepted, unfortunately. Yeah, they keep trying, you know. I respect their persistence, but yeah, it hasn't been lucky so far. And then we have a return of the copper collection. Mr. Duck has produced a copper AK-47. Yes, so copper collection. Let's go take a look at you. You might remember the copper collection being the basis of my speculation and anticipation video, where I waited a very long time for the tier 3 to finally arrive, and when it did, oh, what a big sigh of relief it was. But yeah, that took a long time. So we don't have any weapon skins so far. Don't blame him for trying, you know. It's a nice welcome return, and maybe, just maybe, that might be accepted. Why? Because we've had 3 AK skins accepted on the trot over the past 3 weeks. But maybe it won't happen until next week, because technically this has only just appeared this week. If it were to be accepted this week, that would make it an early pick. But maybe it won't be accepted until next week when it's in the TGG top picks list, and that's when it's a typical pick. So, yeah. Now, will an AK cause this to go up in price? I don't think an AK by itself would have that much of an impact. But if we started to see a lot more weapons, a lot more copper weapons being accepted, then I think there would actually be a fairly decent chance that these clothing and armor skins would go up in price. Now, some of these are very oversaturated in comparison to the other skins and whatnot. But yeah, overall, copper collection, it seemingly mostly held its value, mostly with its core pieces, tier 3, hoodie, pants, and kilt. But yeah. Oh, that's gone down in price a bit. But it did go up in price quite nicely during the post-Christmas time, so all good. So maybe that's the beginning of something. Maybe that's the beginning of a whole bunch of copper collection skins. Then we have Arctic Protection Bolt Rifle. So we have not seen a bolt action rifle being accepted since Toxic Wolf, which was back in 2021. Yeah. Demon. Obviously, trying to get more of his Arctic skins being made. Honestly, I think he should just make a version 2 of Arctic Protection shirt, pants, and shoes. Hide shirt, pants, and hide shoes. So I think he should try for that again. Because, of course, he had all of this accepted. Very nice. He's been making a lot of random things here and there, but they have not been accepted so far. So he's been trying to get some weapons accepted. They haven't been accepted so far, so not 100% sure what's going on there, but he's trying. Antonio has produced a Weissku L96. And Slanosta. Slanosta's returned with a Redemption M249. Get a good look at the shine. Now, not too long ago, he submitted a very cool looking Thompson skin. Unfortunately, oh no, what am I doing? Here we are. Unfortunately, that wasn't accepted. So, it's Revolution, right? Revolution. Oh, I've forgotten it. Redemption, sorry. I'm buying Revolution CSGO cases. my brain, yeah. So, yeah, we had the likes of the Redemption LR300 being accepted towards the end of last year. Very cool looking gun. We've seen some attempts for some more skins being accepted, but that hasn't worked out very nicely. So if we just go over to here and go over to here, you can see it for yourself. We had a Thompson, we had an MP5, and I do believe at some point not too long ago there was also an AK-47. So, yeah, maybe that's the next thing he's going to try for, maybe a version 2 of that. But yep, it's cool, it's shiny. We've had one skin accepted so far. If we were to see another skin being accepted, would that help out the already existing one? I think it would. You know, more the merrier. So, M249, let's see how it turns out, Mr. Slanosta. And now, gentlemen, we have clothing and armor skins, or armor and clothing, depends if you like it in alphabetical order. Anyway, let's just jump straight into it. Continuation of the Forest Raiders collection. Gentlemen, get a load of this. Get a quick look at that. Yep, so over the past couple weeks, Vlek has produced Desert Raiders burlap clothing, and, well, we haven't seen an acceptance of that so far, but in the same week, no, what I'm saying is now, during the same week, he's produced a full batch of burlap skins, like all 3 here. So we're talking burlap pants, shirt, and head wrap. I'm not sure if that'll be allowed to be accepted all as a group. Usually burlap shirt and pants is fine, but with a burlap head wrap. I haven't seen that before. But yeah, very cool. And I'm pretty sure you're well aware of the Forest Raiders collection. Doesn't really need too much of an introduction, does it? Because take a look at all those prices. Right. So we saw the likes of the kilt go all the way up to $40 just a couple of weeks ago. It peaked then. Now it's starting to go down in price. But yeah, this whole collection, gentlemen, doing very, very, very nicely at the moment. It's probably the very best green camouflage collection that we have. And of course, that means it's very valuable. Now, we have seen some attempts for like a jacket, gloves, AK-47s, but now we have burlap clothing. Will this have a positive impact on the already existing Forest Raider skins? Not really. It's already popular. It's already going up in price gradually throughout the year, every year. So it would be a nice contribution, a nice addition, yes. I think a lot of people would very much like to have a, I guess you could say, pay-to-win camouflage burlap set, because early on during the game's life, you know, the early part of a new fresh wipe, to have green camouflage and running around the grassy areas, that's going to be pretty helpful, isn't it? So I look forward to it. I would welcome it, and I think that a lot of people would like it. So gentlemen, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two. Right, Confusion has produced a biker's gangs jacket, so jacket skin. Then we have the return of the low poly collection with hide shirt, hide pants, and head wrap. So low poly, how you doing? Let's go over to here. Low poly furnace. Then we go to low poly collection. Now let me just double check because he changed his name. I swear he used to be called Alpha, but it looks like he's changed his name now. Well, gentlemen, get a look at this. Does that look like it's a super popular collection? No. Now, there is one thing that I should point out. Before we had the likes of the Tier 3 and the Tier 2, this was slightly down below its Rust ore price. But then this was accepted. This shot up in price. Reactionary nature of the Rust economy. Even when these were struggling, when these were accepted, this shot up in price. And then this struggled and this struggled after a while. This was accepted. Both of these shot up in price and both of these shot up in demand. So yeah, reactionary nature of the vast economy will apply regardless if even if the collection is struggling. But then there's the point of, will hide skins have that much of an impact? I don't know. But yeah, just want to kind of just show you this collection as a whole isn't super. It's not necessarily super in demand, is what I'm trying to say. It's more of a gimmick, you know. Low poly. I can see all the edges, But hasn't really gone far in term. Well, it's sold nicely. It's just it doesn't look like people care enough to want to use it. That's why the prices are down. So yeah, but it would be a nice welcome addition, a nice return to a collection. So let's see what happens there. Evgen Brow has produced a interesting hoodie and pants set right here. It's not fully black, it's dark blue. It's, well, night tops, in fact. I think I'll give you a nice little quick sneak peek. So there you go. Cool idea. Could that potentially be accepted? I think a lot of people would appreciate it. It's not necessarily a blackout, budget blackout. But I think a lot of people would appreciate it because it is darker and it would be helpful, you know. See, at night time, it doesn't matter. If there's no light source, people aren't going to see you regardless. So a lot of people love to say, oh yeah, blackout's best, it's wonderful. But that has a theme to it. And I think it looks cool, the full setup of it so far with the hoodie and the pants. Where would it go with the likes of the clothing, with the armor pieces and whatnot? I don't know, but let's see if that gets accepted. If that were to be accepted, I think I will be buying some of them because I can see that doing very nicely in the future. Then we got the likes of Sodsender's Firefighter Pants and Hoodie. Now, we have Firefighter Jacket from a long time ago, and that's very expensive. And I've seen a few people trying to make Firefighter Hoodie and Pants over the years. This is the current attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. There's loads of ideas and themes that have multiple versions and whatnot. Like earlier, I just showed you a cardboard garage door. There's so many cardboard skins you wouldn't believe. And then there's like 4 different creators of cardboard skins. So yeah, anyway. Firefighter hoodie pants, Sudsender. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I kind of look forward to that. So let's see what happens in regards to that. Then we got hoodie... sports hoodie and pants. It's all bright red with the stripes on the side and whatnot. I think he's just trying to make an Adidas tracksuit. I wouldn't say no to it. It's a silly idea. Yeah, like it's not like that's copyright. It's very generic in terms of the design of it. So there shouldn't be any problems in terms of like we look at it and we know what it's kind of referencing, but it's not it's not exactly going to be infringing on copyright. So yeah, all good. So a nice bright red hoodie and pants. Would a lot of people be clamoring for that? Probably not, because it's not going to be the best in terms of it's not going to be the best in terms of most environments, especially the grassy green areas. But I think people would still like a full red set. I think that's something people would still appreciate. You know, when you're in a big clan, it don't matter if people can see you; they will fear you. Right, so cool. Hard suit pants and hoodie made by Shedmon. So this is like metal plating. In fact, you know, let's just take a real quick look. I think it's supposed to be like the I've already forgotten what it is. It doesn't get used that much. What's the heavy armor called again? Oh, I've had a massive brain fart. I have had a massive brain fart. I've got to go through it all again. Sorry about this. It's heavy plate. Heavy plate. I can't believe I just had a massive brain fart. I haven't used it in a long time. It's no good. You move too slow. Anyway, I'm joking. Yeah, hard suit, hoodie and pants. I can see where some of the theme comes from. So, yeah, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Please consider offering a comment or two. And then we've got Blackfire pants and hoodies. So this is made by Legacy. Seems to be taking a break from Comics Collection at the moment. He's done a bit of a reversal with fully black with white outlines and whatnot. I mean, it's worth an attempt. It's worth a try. Maybe people will like it. Maybe people will vote for it. Maybe people will comment about it. You know, it's in your hands. It's up to you. So that isn't Comics Collection, but it's like a 180, I guess you could say, in terms of just swapping around a little bit. But it does have a bit of a design to it and whatnot. So yeah, just take a look at it yourself. And oh, I hit my mic. Take a look at it yourself and you make the decision. And then we have tier 3 armor. We have Dendi with a steel chest plate and face mask. It looks like it's been... He really does look like he's been taking a lot of damage over the years. He's been through the wars and he's all damaged and, well, bit of a wacky design, but hey, we shall see. If you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no or offering a comment or two. And then we have, to finish off, a continuation of the Eco Collection. Last week we saw Tier 2 being submitted. Now we have Tier 3. I think you, Paul, you should probably have spaced this out a bit. We saw the likes of Legacy doing that with the Comics Collection. He spaced it out. He did some extra skins in between. What I'm saying is you, Paul, you should probably have made another weapon skin or two and then make the Tier 3. Because technically speaking, right now, your Tier 2 and Tier 3 are competing with each other for a spot. That's not good, is it? You've accidentally put these too close to each other. You get the idea. I wouldn't have done that. I would have spaced it out at least 2 weeks and then submitted the Tier 3. But, you know, I understand you seem to be... I don't know how long you've been around for a long time, but I know you had your first skin accepted recently. So, you know, the more you know, the better. You've got to strategize a little bit better. And, yeah, you get the idea. So, gentlemen, that was all of the skins. And I think I did that a whole lot faster. In total, that right there was 115 skins. Do you like this method? Do you like this format better than the methods I've done before? Because literally before it was click, 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 click. You get the idea. Is this better? Now, of course, I'm not showing all of the images for every single one of them. I might show a quick little check in some of the skins that if they're of note or, you know, notable or something where I have to point something out and whatnot. Basically, I don't want to keep showing off everything throughout the week because, you know, as I said, there's item rust store rotations and whatnot and the Saturday skin showcases and whatnot. So, you know, what I am going to provide to you, though, is the link to this workshop. You can go see it for yourself. You can go vote for these skins yourself. You can get a good look, maybe offer a comment or two. You know, there's a skin here that you probably saw that it took your interest. You clicked it and then you saw the images and you thought, maybe that could be a little bit better. Offer your feedback. Say something. You're more than welcome to do that, all right? All good, because communicating with the skin creators is something they do like, and I'm sure they'd appreciate that you care enough where you look at it and say, I like it, but I think you could probably change some things. It's not, you know, so as long as you're polite and approachable and whatnot, there shouldn't be any problems. It's all good. So yeah, hopefully this is going to work out well. I can do this every single week, and I can do this a lot more efficiently and more straight to the point. Oh, and I can breathe a little bit more now as well. So, yeah, I had quite a bit of a talk today explaining my changes, but I'm sure everything's all right. So, gentlemen, keep an eye out for all the new skins. It's March 4 swipe tomorrow. We should be expecting some very interesting skins tomorrow. Tempered double door, hopefully, maybe. But yep, like I said, always keep an eye out for TGG's top picks of every single week. Go through all the skins, because there's a very likely chance that the skins from this batch will be accepted. It's the usual routine. Typical skins have been performing a whole lot better compared to the other ones. And yeah, you get the idea. And don't forget, go through all of these names, start following them, and yeah, you get the idea. So, also, don't forget to watch Mr. TGG's video itself. So yeah, gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was a better format. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. Let's see what skins get accepted tomorrow. And I don't know what else to say. So have a fun week.